Good morning. Today is Tuesday, March 17th, 2020, and part of the reason why I can't remember that is because we are home all the time and the days just are running together. So, hope everyone is safe and healthy and getting quality time in at home. We certainly have been. It's definitely a different life right now, but hopefully everyone is practicing good habits, and so this can hopefully blow over as soon as possible with as least amount of long-term impact as possible. Anyway, I am busy dyeing yarn. I'm happy everyone is getting time to knit and crochet or whatever fiber craft you do, and I love dyeing yarn for that. So I wanted to show you what I'm working on right now. I wanted to remind everyone that a lot of the dyeing that I do is actually all custom, and it's because I offer skeins of all sizes. So this morning is all about that. I have someone who ordered a bunch of 5-gram and 10-gram mini skeins, so I'm working on those. I kind of do those in the little pans there. And I can see if you can see this. Okay, so you can see here on the blue background, not so great, but I have a little 10-gram mini of denim, and I have a little 5-gram mini of marbles. This is really what I wanted to show you guys too, is this is Fourth and Gold, which is one of my favorite colorways. It's got a lot of like pinks and peach and blue and brown, all speckled in there. This is a 300-gram skein on my DK base, and I really wanted to show this to you guys because I wanted you to remember that I do dye skeins in all sizes from 5 grams, which you just saw I was dyeing at the same time that I was dyeing this 300-gram skein. And if you have winding problems, this person also asked that I wind it for them, which is no problem for me. I have a wind your skein listing. Yeah, I have a wind your skein listing in my shop for just $1, so just add that on. And honestly, with fees and everything, I don't make too much on the wind your skein. It's just a way for it to get marked down that's not in the comments or lost or anything. So yeah, so I do wind your skeins for you, so if you can't wind a skein that large, no problem, I will happily do it for you. And these 300-gram skeins are only $50. Which if you compare that to buying 3 100-gram skeins, it saves you a lot of money, and I absolutely love doing it. I actually just sent out a 300-gram skein last week, and that was the first one, and then I got another order for it. So it makes me so happy that people are buying the 300-gram skein, so please check that out. And again, it's anywhere from 5 to 300 grams, so whatever you need for your project, I will make for you. So yeah, so I'm going to finish this up. I have, I'm looking at my list, I have 3 other mini skeins to do for that other mini skein order, and a couple of 100-gram skeins, and then I will be working. Again, as I mentioned, I'm 100%, oh, there we go, zoomed out even better. I am working remote 100% of the time now. My company is completely shut down, other than working remote, and yeah, so I obviously would love to be living a normal life right now, but I also benefit from the work from home life in that I get the 2 hours I usually spend in commuting back. So that means more yarn being dyed and more videos like this. So if you have suggestions of videos you want to see, definitely let me know. And yeah, continue watching this vlog. I would show you what project I'm working on. This is actually the only project I'm working on, but I did take it out while I am dyeing. My last pan is currently heating up, and then I'll be getting off to work today. This is Joji Locatelli's 2-color sock. I've done the cuff, the leg, the heel, and I am now working my way down the foot. So I still have quite a few inches left to go there before the toe. And the rest of the foot is in this color, and then I think the toe will be back in the white. The colors that I am using, this is Pebbles in the River. It is probably my best selling color. Oh, here comes Pai Pai because I'm on the floor. Hi, Pai Pai. Were you sleeping? Hi, Pai Pai. So again, this is Pebbles in the River. It's probably my best selling colorway. It's currently unavailable as an any size skein colorway, but it is available in ready to ship skeins, and probably by the time you're seeing this, it might even be available for ordering it again. And then the other colorway I'm using is this is Love at First Sight. It is a white base with some gray, pink, and purple speckles. And I just absolutely love these two colors together. I've always had them available as a pairing, and so I wanted to knit up a sample in it. So you see a lot of those speckles coming through. So again, this sock has, and I am knitting this sock completely to pattern because it is a shop sample. I don't like to do too many modifications, and then people wonder kind of why it's not working out the same. So I am knitting this to the pattern, which is crazy. I never do that for socks, but it's a 2x2 rib, and then you go into some striping of the two colors, which I think is awesome. It looks like soccer socks almost. It's really cool. Then you have a lace section in here, and then it's probably hard to see, but you do have a little bit of texture in there. You can see some of the purl stitches in there, and it has a heel flapping gusset, which I have to say I have not done. You can see the heel flap there, and you can see the gusset stitches going down here. Pi showing you too. I have not done a heel flapping gusset since my first pair of socks. I really don't love the look of them. I know they're supposed to be the best fit, but I find that the Fish Lips Kiss heel fits. He's a bad boy, but he's super cute. Pi, no. Okay, hold on. So he's still playing with a needle that I have here. I am wearing hand knit socks. That one I don't care about him eating because it's not plastic, it's metal, so he won't actually damage it. And yeah, the only thing I changed is I'm using a size 0 needle instead of a size 1, and that's because I've mentioned this before, but I'm a loose knitter and I always go down a size. So I'm not really too concerned about the fit because I don't plan on wearing them, at least not anytime soon, but they are looking big, and they Pythagoras, and they will fit someone. Definitely should have opened the window. That would have gotten him away from me while I was doing that. But yeah, they're enjoying the fresh air. Hey everyone, it's now Wednesday afternoon. I am off from work today. I decided to take off today just to kind of have a mental health recovery day and get things done around the house. And I was just sitting and working on my sock, which I didn't bring over here, but it's the same sock I just would have showed you recently. And I am planning some projects out. I am needing to cast on something new. And so let me show you what I have here. Okay, so this is a set of yarn from Suburban Stitcher. This is from a couple of years ago at this point, and I bought these skeins to make a 3-color shawl out of, and then it kind of just sat around and I never really made anything. So this is Sweet Adeline, this is Clementine, and this is Darkest Hour, and they're all on the singles ply. It's just a merino single sock, 100% superwash merino sock yarn. And I'm going to cast on a Drachenfell shawl. So I think I'm going to wind these up now and get started on that. And this here, I knit socks for my husband out of these. And then I knit a hat out of that. And I'm not sure where it is, but anyway, I knit a hat out of leftovers, and then I knit some into a scrap blanket, and I wanted to knit a preemie hat. This, I followed the pattern wrong, so I have to rip this out, but I'm going to cast back on another hat out of this, and depending on how much I can get out of it, it'll either be preemie or newborn or a baby hat. So yeah, so I'm getting ready to do some new cast-ons, and I thought you would just be here along. The Drachenfell shawl is something I've really had my eye on for a long time, and I think the pattern calls for a DK weight, but I think it'll be big enough with just using these. And this is Cascade Yarns. It's the Heritage Prince yarn, and this is the Philadelphia colorway. So yeah, just enjoying my Wednesday afternoon with my yarn. All right, bye. Okay, so my yarn is wound up. I should just, I'm on my couch. Pie's here. I really should just show it this way. There's my sock that that I am taking a break from. Here it is. I am almost probably to where I need to do the toe. But yeah, I wound up this yarn instead. So I actually took a spinning break. I finished the teal color. I have probably been working on that for 6 months. So it'll be nice to move on to a different color. I'm definitely getting better in the sense that my singles doesn't break as much, but not too consistent, but I don't care, that's fine. That'll come. So I looked at the pattern and it wants, I can't even remember what size needle it calls for, but I knew I wouldn't want to do the same since I'm using fingering weight yarn. I'm always a loose knitter, and so I didn't really know what I wanted to use. And okay, so I used the advanced search filter on Ravelry for this pattern. So I first filtered on people who used fingering weight yarn, and then I went to filter on needle, and it tells you how many projects used each size needle. So for people who used fingering weight yarn, the most popular was a size 6 and then a size 5. So when I first thought through it, I was like, I should use a 5 because I always go down in needle size. I ended up looking back at my Impressionist shawl, which I did with the original kit that was dyed for that shawl. So it's Wool and Vine yarns on her new Vo base, which is also a single ply yarn. And honestly, it's very similar to this one. And I said, well, what needle did I use for that project? And for that one, I used a size 6. And because it's a garter stitch shawl, I didn't want it to be too dense because I don't necessarily want it to be like super warm and squishy. All roads led me to doing a size 6. So anyway, long-winded way of saying that. So yeah, I'm gonna cast that on. I'm like really excited to do a cast on. We all deserve cast ons right now. So let me know what you're casting on. I actually posted something on Instagram about it, so check that. It won't be there by the time this posts because those only stay up for 24 hours. But anyway, the kitties and I are snuggling hard, and I'm going to put on an episode of Game of Thrones. I am behind on that. I read all the books. I read the first book like 10 years ago, which I guess the show has been out for a lot of years by now, but I read the book a long time ago. I actually took a road trip after college graduation with a couple of friends, and the person driving was like very adamant about being the driver, so I basically just sat in the back seat and read Game of Thrones the entire time. It was great. It was like the best road trip I've ever done. It's the only one I've ever done, but it was the best one. Anyway, and so I never really got into the show because I always was waiting for the book to come out because I'm such a reader, and it's becoming quite clear that's never going to happen. I've heard the show took a very different direction than the books, and everyone loves the show even more than the books. And my mom has also threatened to start dropping spoilers at regular intervals. So now I'm watching. So I am pretty into it, and I try to limit myself to just one. It's not a show I want to binge and have it over with quickly. So I watch like one episode a week, or when I get to it. My husband's not into it, although he likes to know what's going on in the story. He doesn't actually want to invest the time to watch it. So he's working now. It's 4:00, so if I watch it now, it'll finish at a good time for me to then kind of get ready for work again tomorrow. So anyway, this is a very long time for me to be sitting on my couch about to cast on a project with 2 sleeping kitties now. Nacho fell asleep. So yeah, see you later. Bye. So after all that, I went and I switched out to my size 4 needles. I opened up the pattern to cast on, and it called for a size 6 needles, and that's with sport weight yarn, and I'm using fingering weight yarn, and I always go down a needle size. So why would I cast on with a size 6? I don't know. Look at this fluffer. Oh my gosh, look at all this fur. Oh, I woke you up. Totally snuggling with my sock, which is fine because it's mine. It's not like it's going to anyone else. And there's Pai Pai smushed in the corner. I don't think he would wake up if I touched him. Oh, way to make me a liar, Pai Pai. Oh, there he is, cuddling with the sock again. Alright, if this doesn't show you what my day off from work, if this doesn't represent my day off from work, I don't know what does. Bye. Hey everyone, so I finished that episode. It's quite a bit later. My husband came out and took a little work break, and we were chatting for a little bit. But this is how much I got done of the shawl during that episode, and you can see it again. I am holding the phone with one hand, so I can't hold it, but it will be a triangular shawl, mostly increasing on one side and decreasing on the other. So as I mentioned before, it's going to go to the tip, kind of expand out to the triangle, and then come back in. So yeah, I made decent progress. I'm a few repeats away from adding in a second color, and because it's a lot of garter, here's kind of a close-up. Again, this is Suburban Stitcher yarn, her Darkest Hour colorway. It's just a tonal dark navy, and yes, because it's mostly garter stitch, I probably will keep this as a reading project, which is really great because I used to be an avid reader, and I just haven't really been I think you just go through ruts with things, and I'm just in one. So I am reading a book that I'm enjoying. I don't know, I'm not finding the time to read it. And I say that ironically after I watch an hour of TV. So I am going to get dinner going. And that's it. So yeah, that's my new project. Again, these are the other two colorways that I will be using, which I think will be really nice. And yeah, keep an eye out for future projects. All right, bye.